Thank you. How will the board be involved with the development of a teacher evaluation system?
The annual professional performance review mandate is on top of us right now, and so the APPR is its the acronym. Our administrators are in negotiations with our teachers over that piece of it right now. We're trying to finalize that detail. I think we've all probably witnessed the Buffalo school system going through their difficulty in negotiating a piece of that, and whether or not you count absenteeism in teacher evaluations or not. We thankfully don't have that issue here. We don't have that problem. But I do think that we need to be mindful as a board that the APPR gets implemented in a way that teachers see it as a tool for improvement and not as a penalty and not as a source of punishment. We already have in place a performance review evaluation process every year. Our teachers, or every couple years, our teachers go through a review. And it's been very successful. And so this switch over to this APPR, this mandated process, has some minor changes to it. There's values associated with how your students score on state testings that we haven't had before. But our students tend to fare well on state testings. I'm not concerned that the process is going to be overly cumbersome for our teachers in terms of being able to be successful under the new review process. I'm more concerned about the district being in a position where we're putting form over substance and we're mandated to do this process and this review process and observe everybody on so many times that we're losing sight of what is important, and that's educating our kids in the district. So from my perspective, I think the board needs to be mindful that we use it as a tool for improvement like we've done thus far with our regular review process, that we not let our teachers be overly concerned about whether it's going to be a penalty associated with it. That's not really what the goal of it is for. The goal of it is to improve teacher performance. So let's let that be the focus.
Thank you. Mr. Holder.
Yeah, I think Mary Beth made some very good points. I think overall we're very fortunate here that we don't have the issues that our neighbors to the north have at the city level. And a lot of that is reflective of the challenging district that they're in and the lack of performance that they experience. I agree with Mary Beth's comment that we don't want teachers literally teaching to the test or teaching to the evaluation and where it starts becoming a distraction from the quality of the education that we're providing in the classroom. Overall, I'm not too concerned about that, having observed the programs we've had over here for these last many years. One of the things that is a challenge, again, in the system that's set up right now is tenure. We as a board have to make a decision on a teacher when they're relatively young and at least relatively inexperienced as far as our observation within the first 3 years. And one of the things I've observed over the years here, and even before that, hearing from my kids as they were going through the school, is some teachers are clearly better than others. And the system to me is not as efficient as it should be. I would love to see some reformation of the tenure process, either to give us more time on the initial decision-making side, or to have the process be a little bit more efficient for teacher evaluations. I don't think we lack for knowing who the good teachers are, and also who some of the underperforming teachers are. I think the exception, and I think we are wrong, have very good teaching faculty. But for those that are underperforming, I think the process ought to be a little bit more efficient than it has been, so that we make sure that the very best teachers are the ones that are presenting in front of our children.
Thank you. Mr. Boyd.
There should be a baseline tool for a minimal evaluation, but to have teachers teach to a test is not a showing of their abilities. There's so much more to teaching than what's on tests. It's all about growth. It's all about individual students making that advancement. Just learning how to take a test is going to get you nowhere when you get out of school. The issues that we have in Buffalo, there's also been issues in the suburban schools that how do you rate a teacher in 3rd grade when you have a group of those 3rd graders that are reading at a 6th grade level? Do those kids have to read at an 8th grade level to be proficient for that teacher to get good grades on any type of evaluation? There's still so many things in these evaluation processes that are so difficult to score or to really rate a teacher. But as Dennis said, you know who the good teachers are, and there's good teachers and there's better teachers. The tenure thing is also an issue, not so much that teachers are given the tenure, but the steps that need to be taken after a teacher has tenure if there are issues. And I think that's something that working with the teachers union to find out that after 3 years, yes, this teacher got tenure, but 6 years down the road, there's some issues that because they have tenure, you basically are untouchable. Where the union should have more of an understanding that yes, things happen and there are issues that need to be addressed, and they should be less of a stumbling block to take care of those kind of issues.
Thank you. The next question begins with...
No, I didn't answer.
I'm very sorry.
That's okay. No problem.
We'd like to hear from you.
I know, really.
Sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine. It's my understanding with these new annual professional performance reviews that there are various ways that you can go forward with the performance review. So in terms of the board's responsibility, I think they would want to look at the various programs that are available to determine which would be the most cost-effective and do the best job in terms of evaluating the teachers. As Mary Beth referenced, we don't want this to be considered some type of penalty for the teachers, but rather to be utilized as a tool so that it improves the teaching quality in our district. We have excellent teachers, but obviously there are certain teachers that are better than others. The other thing that wasn't referenced, which I would just mention, is once again, this is another state mandate, which in the future, it's going to cost money to go through with these various reviews. So we're going to have to look at that as being something that we're going to have to budget for, and we're going to have to come up with a way of paying for these teacher reviews. So, thank you.
Thank you.